Hey guys, I haven't been on here in a long time as far as a good live show. Holy bright sun. I'm so sorry. This is like the only place that I can sit. So y'all just gonna have to deal with that. Okay, well, I have the day off today. So I thought, like, why not? And I'll try to see your comments, but it probably won't work. So we'll just pretend that it will. And go from there. So it's really humid and hot today. I don't know about where y'all are from, but here in the good old St. Louis, it's very hot. It's very humid, and here I am sitting in the sun. So dumb. But I don't have another place, so this is just gonna have to do. Hey guys. Okay, so I haven't been on in a little while. This is gonna get annoying, but whatever. I haven't been on in a little while, and I just did a blog today, so if you haven't checked that out, go to my website. It's kind of a good blog, if I do say so myself. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if they'll get whatever I'm trying to say, my point across, but I liked this one. I like this one a lot. So, kind of a running topic as of recent is I need to figure this out. This sucks. Maybe I can sit and not be in the sun. No, this is just not gonna work. All right, whatever. It'll eventually move. Okay, so trending topic of this day and age as of right now is that 2020 sucks, man. 2020 sucks, and it just keeps getting worse. You know, like, you got freaking hurricanes happening in Iowa. You have, oh man, I need a damn ponytail is what I need. You got hurricanes happening in Iowa. You got so much crap happening. It's just not stopping. That's the thing. It's just not stopping. Hey, Miss Jamie, how are you? I did a blog last week as well. Yes, I just tied my hair. This is what I do. I did a blog last week as well where I was talking about 2020 and how, you know, changing your perspective on 2020 and why that is a necessity in times like this. You know, people are very fast to say, like, 2020 sucks. That means my whole life sucks. So I'm just going to sit inside and I'm just going to dwell on it because I don't have anything to do. I don't have a job right now. I'm just going to dwell on this because everybody's dwelling on this, and my neighbors are dwelling on this, and my family's dwelling on this, and the whole world is dwelling on this. Oh, there goes my hair. I mean, that's legit, but, like, also, what is that going to do for you? And I've done videos on this before where it truly deals with the law of attraction. And those of you who don't really know what that is, go watch my law of attraction video. I kind of explain it. I kind of dumb it down for y'all. But when I think of something negative that is going on, especially something negative that continues to keep happening, like 2020, I think that there are so many people who dwell on the negativity that it breeds more negativity. And that is my true thought in that. I am the type of person that lives my life. When something bad happens, okay, you can have your moment. You can be mad, you can be sad, you can be upset, you can be disappointed, whatever. All right, this is what sucks when you have short hair. But fact of the matter is, if you think negatively, it's going to breed negativity. If you think positive, the only thing that can happen is positive, is a positive outcome. And I don't mean like, oh, if I think positive, I'm going to be a millionaire, or if I think positive, I'm going to win the lottery. That's not what I mean. Like, when you think of positivity and negativity, when you think negative thoughts, the only thing that can come out of that is negative thoughts. When you think positive thoughts, the only thing that can come out of it is positive thoughts. And even if positive thoughts don't come out of it, the fact that you're trying to train your brain to think in a different way already produces a different outcome, because it's something that's not dwelling on the present negative situation, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I said the other day in my first blog, there's like a 2-part blog here, 2021 and 2020, 2020 part 1 and 2020 part 2. What I said in the first blog last week or 2 weeks ago was, that 2020 sucks, and we all know this. This isn't some big ass secret, but the reality of it is that it does suck, and we have to think in terms of positivity, because I'm just willing to try anything at this point because it's a shitty situation. So I challenged you guys to also think of something positive that has happened from this. And so what I did is I posted everything negative that has happened in my life just this year, okay? From, hey Jen, hey Sarah, from the fact that, this goes back to February, basically, when COVID all started happening. So COVID happens, husband lost his job, husband's insurance was lost. Then he had to still have his back surgery, which was not fun. Then I lost my job. 4 days later, he had his back surgery. None of us have an income. My unemployment got denied. Still no income. Literally, shit hit the fan. Okay. But in my mind, and I know I think differently than most people, but in my mind, if I start really dwelling on that negativity, it's only going to breed more negativity. It's only going to bring in negative emotions, and it's only going to bring in negative thoughts and negative outcomes. If I think on more of a positive level, it's going to at the very least, allow me to think differently than focusing on the negative. Maybe it won't bring any positive outcomes, but typically it does. So I challenged myself to think of things that have been good this year. Things have been good because COVID happened. What on earth do you mean, Miss Megan? COVID happened? That is not good. COVID happened. That allowed me and my husband to get closer. That allowed me to focus on my mental health, even though COVID kind of strikes mental health in bad ways sometimes. COVID allowed me to finish my book and get my book out. COVID allowed me to sell 750 pre-orders of my book. COVID allowed me and my husband, now husband, to get married. COVID allowed things in my life that hadn't ever happened before because I never had the time to focus on those things. So COVID allowed me to sit down for a second, to sit down and focus on things that I hadn't focused on before. That right there is a positive outcome from a very, very negative situation. Had I thought differently on that, and had I dwelled on how bad of a situation we had, this shit probably wouldn't be happening right now. I would not have sold 750 books. I probably would have sold 20. Okay. So when I posted that, and I'm not going to call her out, but I hope she's watching. When I posted that, I had somebody comment on it saying, well, it's easy for you to say these things because good things happen to people like you. And I was like, no, actually they don't. Actually, that's far from true, but I hope that you can understand that. And then I had another person say, well, what if you don't have anything good happening? Then how do you find something? And I said, there's always something good. There's always something good. And she said, well, I'm struggling to find that, but I'll let you know when it happens. And I was like, let's think of something so small and minute that you may have never thought of before. Did you start a new project? Have you gotten closer to your children because now they're not at home? Have you gotten closer to your significant other? Did you get a pet? Did you start a garden? Did you buy a new car? Did you pick up reading? Did you pick up a new hobby? All of that are positive things that we never had time to do pre-COVID. Okay? So pre-COVID, post-COVID. That's just how the world's gonna work this at this point. So I challenged her to think of something, and she said, "Yep, I'm not thinking of anything. You got me stumped. There's literally nothing positive in my life." 2 days later, she writes to me, and she said that she got her black belt in karate, in her karate class. And she's like, "If it weren't for you saying that, I wouldn't have done that. Because now my brain thought of something different." And I was like, see, that's what I'm trying to get across to you guys. It doesn't have to be some big thing. It doesn't have to be some life-changing event. It doesn't have to be, oh, I got promoted. Oh, I won $100,000. Oh, I bought a new house. Oh, I had a baby. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can literally be as simple as I picked up a book for the first time in 10 years and I read it because I've never had time to do that. It could be, man, I take a bath every night, and I never had time to do that either. You know, I'm just pulling examples out. It could be any of that. It could be any of that. So it's really been on my mind lately because I've been struggling with this too, right? So I said all my positive things, and then I brought out other people's positive things that were happening. And then recently I look at my time hop every day because I'm a weirdo. Recently, all of my traveling from last year has been popping up. So if you guys don't know, most of you probably do because you've been following me for a while. I took last year to travel one place a month for one whole year. Some people go to therapy. Some people go to rehab. Some people travel abroad and spend 6 months abroad to find themselves. How I had to find myself after my divorce was to do the one thing in life that I knew made me happy, and that was traveling. And so that's what I did. So I went one new place every single month for an entire year. Was it expensive? Yes, I'm not gonna lie, it was. People can judge me all they want for how much I spent on that, but I needed that, okay? And I wrote today in my blog something that I've never told a single person before, so go read that blog. It's posted on my website, meganbesler.com. I said something in there that I've never told a single person in my life. Only one person in my life knew about this. That's my husband, but not a single other person. And I mentioned that back in January of 2019, which was the month that I moved out of my ex-husband's house. This was 2019, not 2020. I didn't know up from down. I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I was on my own. And I was embarrassed of the situation, okay? I finally got out of the abuse. I finally got out of that narcissistic relationship. I didn't know what to do because I didn't have a leash around my neck, and I wasn't being controlled anymore, and I didn't know what to do, so my mental health was a little funky, okay? I was okay, but I knew that it was probably going to spiral down if I didn't do something about it. And so I researched how to check into rehab. And it wasn't for alcohol. It wasn't for drugs. I don't do any of that. It was simply a depression rehab in a sense. And I looked into going on like a 3-month retreat for this. And I looked at my insurance to see what mental health benefits that I have. Didn't really find anything for stuff like this. So I was ready to fork out $40,000 to do this for myself. I legitimately was. And that's not a lie. I mean, if you could pull up my old history on my phone, on my computer, all of that, you'd see. And instead, I knew that wasn't gonna be affordable for me. I could do it, but that was a lot of money. I asked myself, what makes you happy? And one of those things was traveling. And so that was a little bit more in my budget. So that's what I did. And I found that I had the most confidence that I've ever had in my entire life, not just in the last couple of years, but my entire life. I found this Megan that I knew had gone away, but almost like a Megan that never existed in anything, because it was this new like confidence boost. It was somebody who had financial freedom. It was somebody who could do whatever she wanted as far as picking up and leaving. It was somebody who no longer had control as far as somebody controlling her. It was somebody who was not stuck in a bad relationship, and she truly just had the world in front of her, okay? And that was me. You know, then some hardships happened last year, which y'all know about. They're in my book too, but it was fun. You know, we had good times. All of us who traveled last year together, we had such a good time. And I look back on those pictures, and it's just kind of sad, because you go from this entire year of travel once a month for 12 months to now you're stuck inside, confined to your house with a mask, and you cannot travel, you cannot leave the country, you cannot even leave your house. It's hard. It's really hard. And you know, a lot of people's mental health is not so good right now because of that. And I mean, I can say the same. You know, mine has been a little roller coaster like, but it's one of those things that kind of puts life into perspective. You know, you look at that and it makes you feel kind of old. It makes you feel like, you know, you look at that and you're like, man, those were some good times, those were some good times. It's funny how that works in less than a year, you just feel old all of a sudden because of all of that. And that's something that I kind of dwell on. Like, it sucks. I want to travel. I want to go places again. But also, like, you just think of these good things that have happened, during post-COVID that you have to be happy about too. And I think that COVID in general has really shaped up a lot of people in a lot of good ways. And I think out of this, once it's all over with, you're going to see a lot of people who are going to come out of this really, really strong and really, really beautiful people. All of us artists are really brewing stuff up. I can tell you that right now, just because of myself and my husband being in like the entertainment industry. I have a lot of friends who do the same, and we're all working on a lot of projects. So you're going to see a lot of people come out of this very, very strong and very beautiful. But for right now, it sucks, man. But we just have to think of the positive things. So, when we think of the positive things, I said before, it doesn't have to necessarily be big. I know some of the other positives that we're talking about, we're starting a new business venture, and it's fun. It's exciting. It's exciting. And had, COVID not happened, we wouldn't necessarily be in this part of our life looking into that. And it's exciting because it's new. It's exciting because it's fresh. It's exciting because it's something that we wanted to do for a long time but never did because we were busy. And it's just cool. It's just cool. So I just want to kind of reach out to you guys on more of a personal level here, as far as being in front of you and talking about this. Sorry, I keep itching. I have so many mosquito bites. Just, stay strong throughout all this. I'm not going to bullshit you. It sucks. It sucks a lot, but you got to find the beauty in something, And so, like I said, whether it be that you're just taking some time to yourself, whether it be that you're taking up a new hobby, finishing or starting a project that you haven't been able to do. It's just, I've seen the memes out there that say this, but I truly do think that this is something in the universe that's just telling us to slow the fuck down, okay? And I say that because I'm kind of a hippie, but I say that because it's something that I have wanted to do for a while, is slow down. My grandpa used to always tell me, and I've quoted this in my book, my grandpa used to always tell me to just shut up and be quiet and listen to the birds outside. When you're sitting outside, you don't always have to talk. And I could never figure out why he said that, but he said, one day you're not going to be here to listen to them, so you better do it now. And I'll never forget that, because it just meant a lot to me to hear him say that, because he's right. If we don't slow down, we're going to miss so much. And I don't have kids, but those of you who do have kids, I think you can attest to that. We just have to slow down and get back to the roots of like us, like my core is creative stuff, books, singing, coloring, music, all that. That's me at my core. But I didn't have a chance to do that for the last few years. And tapping into that creative side of my brain has always been very therapeutic for me. But when you can't do that because you're so busy doing other things, it's hard on somebody. I think that's more like mental health toxicity than anything, is not being able to do what you love, I can't say that I, work from home making like massive amounts of income doing absolutely nothing. That's not what I'm saying. I just mean it as far as like, I just was so busy that I couldn't do what I wanted. And I kind of used to get scolded for doing what I wanted. And I didn't like to live like that. I didn't like to live like that at all. So COVID has definitely allowed me to settle down a little bit. And I don't mean as far as like, my drinking habits and growing up. Like I've never really been into that. Just slowing down on a personal level and on like a mental note, like slow your brain down. Life isn't all about like work until you die, Life should be fun because you only get one chance at it. And I feel like I'm hitting, tomorrow I'm turning 32 years old, and I just feel like the majority of my life was so wasted. And it makes me a little emotional because it's the truth. And so with COVID happening, it's really allowed me to see that. And it's allowed me to remember to take time for me. And it's allowed me to remember who I am at my core. And, you know, I get to do that with having the time to talk to you guys and write a book. Obviously, I've been writing the book for the last 2 years, but actually bringing it out to you guys. So the book's still available if you want to go purchase it at meganbesler.com. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, you know, when you think of the times right now. It really is. And I know I'm rambling, but it's a true statement, and I can attest to this full-heartedly, that a lot of people are saying, you know, COVID has really struck this family hard, or me hard, or whoever. I mean, it struck the world hard, but it's how you look at it. I don't think COVID struck us hard. I think COVID did exactly what it was supposed to for myself and my little family. Like I said, it brought us closer. It allowed me to have way less stress in my life because it made me lose my job, and I needed to lose my job, and I had wanted to lose my job for a while, and now I did, and now I'm here and I have a better job. Like, it's so strange. But when you think positive, the only thing that can happen is positivity. When you think negative, the only thing that can happen is negativity. And I'm sorry, but I'd rather be on that positive end, even if it doesn't happen, and even if it's just something in my brain that's telling me it will. That's what I want. COVID got me a job, you know. I still work from home, and COVID allowed that, and it wouldn't have happened if that wouldn't have happened. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting thing. And if you guys need help finding that little, you know, positive aspect in life right now, message me. You know, let's talk it out. I guarantee you that I can find something for you to be positive about. And you may not see it, but I know there's something out there. We found that other girl's, you know, pretty fast. And she even told me, you know, if it wasn't for you saying that in your blog, I would have never even thought that this was imaginable. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got. I know I kind of ramble a lot, but I haven't been on here in a little while, and I thought I better show this crazy face. So there we go. I'll upload this to YouTube, but for now, check out my other videos on YouTube. I have the Law of Attraction video that's gotten a lot of good feedback. And continue following my blog. And if you want to purchase my book, we got 10 copies left, I think, for the pre-orders. So if anybody wants those, you can grab them. Take care, guys. I love you. Stay safe, and happy COVID.